Hey guys, we're coming back to you. We're going to do a little Plexus 411. Today we want to talk about being a little bit frustrated with your business, especially those of you who are just getting started with your business. And I have several people saying, I've been posting, I haven't gotten one customer, or I can't get any of my customers to become an ambassador. And so we just kind of wanted to talk through, troubleshoot a little bit with you. So if I had somebody call me and say, okay, I'm posting, but I haven't gotten anybody ask me about Plexus. Or maybe they've asked me about Plexus, but nobody's bought. So let's talk about that. What do you do?
Frustrated.
Yeah.
Well, you don't quit. You want to stay consistent in what you're doing. I think there's a statistic that says it takes people about 7 times to actually try something whenever they've seen it and, maybe heard about it here or there, but about 7 times before they say, okay, now what is that Plexus thing? And they actually start to show some interest. So
7 impressions.
7 impressions. And so they're probably not going to see every one of your posts, and you need to stay consistent. You need to be posting a variety of posts, whether that's different testimonials, different personal successes that you're seeing, different before and afters, or information on individual products or our business. You need to have out there different things to catch their eye, and that way, through your consistency, they're knowing this is not just a flash in the pan. Like maybe it's going to take a couple months or a few months or 6 months. I think Heather Burke, she says that she's a Diamond Ambassador in Texas, and she says that it took her 3 months to get her first customer, but she didn't quit. And now, she's a Diamond Ambassador. And several other diamonds have similar stories to that. So whenever you see a lot of these people flying by with success, that's not necessarily the norm. Don't look side to side, just concentrate on your business and staying consistent, taking your own products. That way you're building up a knowledge base for yourself, that how you're taking your probiotic, how you're taking your BioCleanse, what kind of effects you're seeing from that, what kind of just pros and cons that you're noticing in your own body. And that way, when people say, well, what do you think about the X Factor? And you go, I don't really take it. Well, then it's kind of hard to sell it. So make sure that you're staying consistent in taking your own products, as well as trying to get people to buy them from you.
Now let's talk about posting. Just Rebecca hit on being consistent with posting, and then posting a variety of things. I remember Rebecca telling me that every time she would post a before and after picture, she would get somebody asking her about Plexus. Okay, y'all, every time I posted something about with a before and after picture, I didn't get one person. That was not, my audience didn't respond to that. And for whatever reason, that was like a winner for her. And she did it, so she was smart. She's gonna mix in those before and after pictures. For me, the best response I ever got was when I was talking about something personal. When I said, or something factual. That was the other thing that I felt like I got quite a bit of response from, was when I gave some kind of scientific, let me give you some information about gut health. And hey, we also have this probiotic that can help you get a healthy gut. So, I think knowing your audience and getting to know, what are you getting feedback from? What are you getting the most likes from?
Most engagement.
Right, and mixing it up. And then also recognizing that you need to be mixing in your personal post, and even just inspirational quotes. And remember, I listened to a Sarah Robbins social media kind of podcast thing one time, and she was like, you need to be posting all the time and trying to get as much engagement, but you do not need to be posting all the time about your business, because people are going to turn you off, so ask it gorgeous weather here today, what's the weather like where you are? And then people can respond.
I'm painting my bathroom, here's a couple colors. Maybe you're not painting your bathroom, but you just want some kind of engagement. What should I cook for dinner tonight? What are y'all cooking? Yeah. People love to tell their opinion on stuff, and them commenting is going to get them more engaged in what you're doing as well.
Right. So I think posting and all that is one aspect of your business, but y'all, all your friends are not on social media. So let's talk about where you can get other customers. We need to be getting out. I think little things as simple as wearing a Plexus t-shirt when you're out somewhere. And people are like, no, what is Plexus? And don't be afraid to tell them what it is. I tell people, especially like moms, if you are at the park at a play day, bring your Plexus packet, mix the water bottle in front of them so that they'll ask you about it. Now, you don't have to be like going around like, anybody want to try Plexus? But you can do it.
Don't be weird.
But you can do things that are a little sneaky that will get them to ask you about it. And that way you don't feel weird. And
I mixed a second one for the day just so I could be out there going, just, make some sacrifices.
I remember Celeste saying she would comment in her early days, like about being at play practices and saying, this is our children outside.
They're all outside the windows. I'm going to tell them to chill out.
Yeah. Being at play practices and saying, like at 10 o'clock at night, and saying, oh my gosh, I still have so much energy. Well, all those stage moms are like, awesome, I want to have that energy too. Tell me how. But she didn't say, start with, I want to sell you some Plexus. She just said, this is the result and how I'm feeling. And then they organically said, tell me about it. Rebecca was telling me some stuff about school. Tell them what you did at your school.
Oh yeah, so when I was up in Pennsylvania, I would put just informational brochures and business cards in the teacher slots, or I would go up to their break room at school and I would mix up a pitcher of Slim with just some little Dixie cups with some before and afters or information on the product that they never told me not to. I just kind of was like, can I put some of these snacks in here? And they didn't get mad. So, and I had some bites, some orders off of that, but just trying to see where can you sneak in some information to get in front of a different crowd. Because especially if you're someone that maybe you've lived in the same town your whole life and you've been around the same small network your whole life and you just don't have a lot of outside connections, then maybe think of ways to get into different groups. Maybe you join a Mommy and Me music class with your child, or you get in a book club, or you just something to get outside your normal realm in front of a new audience, because that is important in networking as we're in network marketing. So finding just a new area to expand your business.
Right. I think sometimes, and I feel like after 2 years of being with Plexus, I feel like, when I first started, I was really fortunate because when I was posting on Facebook, I had an immediate audience and I got quite a few customers. But honestly, a lot of that market has dried up, and now I'm needing to stretch myself to go and find additional customers in other places. I mean, it could be that I'm getting involved in some kind of club or I don't know, that we go to story time in a different library than we normally do. I think I hear from a lot of people like, oh my gosh, I'm posting and nobody's saying anything. Okay, well, if they're not, let's ask ourselves, okay, one, are you posting enough about it? Two, are your posts kind of like enthusiastic? And three, like, let's go and let's look around, let's look around and go, there's a lot of people who need to hear about Plexus, and it's our responsibility, but also our job that we get paid for, and we can be creative, And
that brings up another point about educating yourself on your products, because if you're not really sure about all the great parts of our product line, then it's hard for you to say when someone starts saying, oh yeah, I've got this autoimmune disorder, or I've got, I'm having some trouble sleeping at night, or anxiety, whatever. If you're not able to say, oh, well, let me tell you about how this product here can help you with that, then you're doing yourself an injustice, because you're gonna miss out on opportunities, because you're not able to hear so many we have such a huge line of health and wellness products. It's really a complete, just covers the whole spectrum, from people that are really healthy and trying to maintain that healthy lifestyle to people that have some pretty serious, disorders and diseases that our products can help assist with a lot of the symptoms. So you want to make sure, maybe you are in a lull, well, use that lull in your business to start researching all about our products, so that you are so keyed in when you hear someone say, yeah, I've got this eczema and it's just driving me crazy and I've tried everything, that you can immediately say, you need to try our probiotic and this is why. And the body cream. Yeah. So
I do think the more you feel confident in your knowledge, and the more you feel confident in like talking points, then the quicker Plexus is going to come to your mind. You know, it's like sharing the gospel. Kind of. I think some people, you know, I mean, not
I know.
obviously not the same thing, but I'm just saying when you feel confident about what you're going to say, and when you feel like, oh, if somebody says this, I'm going to say this back, then you just kind of, it's just, you're freer. But I do
and it
think,
feels more natural.
right?
You don't feel like you're selling something. You're like, oh, well, let me tell you about that.
Or the other thing that I love is like listening to these health testimonials to where you go, okay, I heard this story about this girl that had migraine. Let me send you her testimonial. So then when somebody says, gosh, I've been having all these headaches, and say, oh, you know, I heard a story about that. I'm going to send that to you and see if that resonates, and then you can tell them about products. So, and that does take time, but it is worth the effort. I mean, gathering some stuff, listening, like I said, to the health testimonials, listening to some of the calls, and then just educating yourself on the products, then you're going to be going, I call it like seeing the world through Plexus glasses. You know, it's kind of, you're seeing people through a lens of how our products can help them, because it really is, it runs the gamut from, like what Rebecca said, a really healthy, you know, I don't know, exercise instructor,
clean eating,
right?
Yeah,
to somebody who, you know, is struggling with arthritis and gout and is overweight, and
cancer survivor, and they're needing help building back up their immune system. Then there's
an 8-year-old child that has ADHD, you know. I mean, so we do have products that can help a lot of people. And I think, I mean, I stress this a ton. I think if you have a passion about Plexus, again, it's going to be quicker for you to respond. So you need to develop that passion. And it's the catch-22, because when you're struggling with your business and you're not getting a lot of good feedback, then you're just kind of womp, you know? So you have to kind of fake it till you make it a little bit. And I fake it through listening to other people's stories. And that gets me excited. But we're both here to tell you, like, hanging in there is worth it. It's worth it for the lives that you will be able to change. And it's also worth it for the business that you're going to be able to eventually grow. I mean, we've been talking a lot about customers, and we may do ambassadors later, but the customers are out there. The need for our products are out there. Mm-hmm. Our products work. We wouldn't have grown 16,000% if our products did not work. So they do work.
400 million in sales last year.
Yeah. So our products work, and we just need to get the message out. And I think, you know, we can do it. So don't give up.
And that brings up one more point, just a plug to get in there, since it is, you know, we're wrapping up, getting time to plan on being at convention. Events and things like convention are going to majorly help your knowledge base and your motivation and your belief in what we're doing. And so maybe you can't get a guest to go with you to an event that's in your town or somewhere. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's worth it to get there because of what that does to your just belief, and you're not like getting to hear all the testimonials. I actually got to go up into the Northeast for about a couple weeks ago, and just at every single place getting to hear people stand up and say, this is what Plexus has done for me. I just got goosebumps thinking about it, because it's so amazing, and it just restores this belief that these products are really helping people. And so you can get to be a part of that. And so it is exciting. And the more research that you can do, the more testimonials and podcasts and things that you can listen to get that started is so worth your time. And so if you're frustrated, channel that frustration into investing in your business in a different way. So stay consistent. Continue to educate yourselves. We're continuing to educate ourselves as Diamond Ambassadors all the time. Like, you don't retire from doing that. You're going to keep with it. So keep investing in your business, because it's going to pay off.
Yep. If you're kind of going, I have a little, go take some of the 100 business cards that you haven't handed out one that you bought when you first signed up, and go start putting them up at the library, put them up at the nail salon,
Chinese restaurant.
Exactly. I mean, you have them. Yeah. So just do it. Go do something. You know, it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of times.
Facebook online garage sales. We've seen people have success there. People talking about things.
It's out there.
It's out there.
Customers are out there. Sometimes you have to dig a little bit further for them, but we're here to say, keep digging. You are not far away from the gold, even though you feel like you're just hitting rocks. You're close.
You're close.
Hang in there.
Okay, guys, you can do it. We'll talk to you soon.